Oh, hey. Welcome to We Fish 816. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to tell you a story. Hopefully, we all learn from it. I went fishing with my grandson, and it was just me and him, and it wasn't planned that way. It ended up being just me and my grandson. And so we stayed overnight at the river, and you know, all that's okay. I'm pretty experienced on the river, and he's older. He's 11, 12, something in there, and it got to be pretty late, and he went to sleep. In my early 20s, it wouldn't be a big deal to be on the river by myself with my grandson. But now that I'm in my early 30s, I'm a little slower, a little less balanced, so I have to do things a little bit different. And as we get older, we tend to think we can still do what we used to when we can't. I jumped up and went up to the line, and I set the hook, and it was a pretty good sized fish. Well, it's really late. It's like 3 in the morning when this is happening. My grandson's asleep, and I'm the only one out next to the river reeling in this fish. Well, it's a pretty significant fish, and it was giving me a hard time. Well, I got it reeled in and everything, but then I needed to land this thing. I couldn't let go of the pole because that fish was that big. I needed to get down by the water, and we were in some rocks, and so it was pretty precarious and just flat out dangerous. So when I reached down to catch this fish and to land it, I had to navigate the rocks and get down closer to the water. Well, when I stepped on the next rock down, it gave way, and so I slid, and I had to throw myself back to catch myself from falling in the water. And so now it's a really bad position. Grandson's asleep. He's the only one out there with me. My cell phone is in the boat. I don't have a safety whistle. I don't have anything with me to get his attention. I hollered. He can't hear me because he's sleeping. And so now I'm stuck on the side of the bank trying not to fall into this river with this huge fish on the other side of my fishing pole. So now I either got to cut bait, save myself, or I try to land this fish. Well, as competitive as I am, I'm not going to give up on this fish. So I reach down, I grab it, I pick it up, put it on my chest, and I scoot up. And then till the fish is down here, and then I pick him up again, and then I scoot till he's down here again. And I did this until I got to the top of the bank. And then I pulled him up over me and laid down for a minute. That's when I realized all the mistakes I was making. Had I fallen and hit my head, knocked myself out, I would have been in the water, and my grandson wouldn't know what to do. He wouldn't know where I was. He wouldn't know how to, you know, run the boat, get a hold of anybody. He wouldn't know what to do, and it would put a bad memory for him growing up. It'd be really bad. And so I just want to go over some safety things that might, you know, save a life. And we ended up having a good trip. I landed that fish. I woke up my grandson. We took some pictures, and everything was great. Now, he was really sleepy, so it took him a while to snap a photo or two. But I just want to go over some of those safety things that I'm gonna definitely use the next time I take my grandson, especially when it's just me and him. So I'm gonna go over some things. Check it out. So I want you guys to know that I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm not sponsoring anybody, but you can see that I'm wearing this little life jacket. This is one of the most comfortable life jackets out there. This style of life jacket, not necessarily this brand, but this style is really light. You hardly you can forget that you're wearing it. Had I thrown this on that night before I went to go land that fish, it would have been a lot better had I fallen, because it would keep my head up out of the water. I could get to safety and get back to my grandson. Go out there, get you a good life jacket. Get you a jacket that fits you well. If you're around the water, it's good to have one, especially if you're by yourself. I took these rings and I put it on a rope. The rope's not very long, but I have these ropes in my boat to tie myself to tree limbs and things like that if I want to anchor, you know. You just take it off your boat when you're bank fishing, because that's what, you know, if you're going to slide down a rocky bank, this is what's going to save you. You just take this rope, find you a small branch, find you a rock, loop rock, and then you can clamp the rope itself. You got a little slip knot or whatever, and then, you know, put that around your waist, put that around your leg, put it around your arm, somewhere where if you fall in, the life jacket comes on, you're floating. Now you can pull yourself up to the bank with one of these. I know it seems ridiculous, but when you're by yourself, you got to be a little bit ridiculous. There's no shame in being extra careful. Something else you want to have is you want to carry a pocket knife. Carry a pocket knife on your belt, on your arm, your wrist, whatever. Carry something that you can cut bait with. Cutting bait means cutting the line to whatever fishing pole you have, letting the fish go. I know it sucks to let a fish go, so always have a knife with you where you can cut bait, get back to safety. And the last thing I want to talk about is a safety whistle. Safety whistles, you get them, they're orange. I loaned mine out. I loaned mine out, so I don't have one to show you, but I'll show you a picture. If I fell in the water and I had my life jacket on and I ended up down the bank somewhere, I can blow that whistle pretty loud and I can get the attention of who I need to get attention to. So that always comes in handy. But like I said, just on that night we had, it was a successful night and it was a great night, except I really did a lot of things wrong, and I got to get better at that, and I'm sure we all do. And hopefully this kind of brings attention to that, and we can all be a little safer out there today, tomorrow, and in the future. Thank you for watching. We Fish 816. We'll see you on the next one.